Welcome to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Yes, good morning and welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. You know the drill by now. This one's an interesting one. It's on the radar, transfer news special, because it looks like, and I say looks, like Liverpool might just get Matheus Nunes. To talk about this is a man who loves Liverpool. You saw him on Hot Topics podcast last week telling you about the time when he proposed to his girlfriend on the Kop. Of course, it's Mario, Super Mario.
Good morning, everyone. Hello, my G. How are we?
I'm very well, bro. All the better for seeing you. I love the T-shirt in the background, the Kop 12. Love to see it, man.
Yes, bro. Let's put my room like the new Kop.
This is your home, literally and metaphorically, the Kop. And now you're on the Kop TV. So it just makes sense, you know? It just makes sense.
Exactly.
Right. Me and you were with each other yesterday. We recorded another great episode of the Hot Topics podcast. It was you, myself, and James. And then after that, we got some escran. Yeah. We had a wrap. Turkish scran. I had a falafel wrap. What did you have?
I had chicken wrap, mate.
Yeah, nice. It would look good as well. But whilst we were eating in Renshaw Food Market, if you want to go there, guys, and you live in Liverpool, you should go. It's good. We were talking about Matheus Nunes. Okay, and that's how you have to say it, because it's not Matthew Nunes. No. You have to say it with the Portuguese accent. Matheus Nunes. Okay. And we were looking at videos of him. We were talking about him, saying, is it likely that he comes to Liverpool? And we watched some videos and we were impressed. Now, Mario, before we get into Matheus Nunes, I need to say, please subscribe to the Kop TV if you haven't already. We're this close to 25,000 subscribers. So you need to do that ASAP and help us out so we can get there. I can hear Gus's little feet walking around in the other room. So I might have to get him in shortly. But remember to subscribe before we get into this. Now, I haven't been the kind of Liverpool fan, Mario, in the past who maybe pressures the board and the manager to buy a player. I'm very normally comfortable in knowing that the board and the manager are on top of this. They don't need me telling them who to go and buy. But after that Thiago injury against Fulham, we now have Keita, the Ox, Curtis Jones, Thiago, all injured. And we both know that Fabinho and Henderson can get injured at any second like that as well. So
especially Henderson.
So I was looking at Man City's game on Sunday and I thought, we are not going to compete with these guys until we sort out our midfield. Now, it's all very well bringing in the Harvey Elliott's, the Fabio Carvalhos, but we need three players who I think are going to start every game. If I could choose, it would be Thiago because I think he's the best we've got. But injuries. So it begs the question, Mario. Should we get Matheus Nunes now and Jude Bellingham next summer? What do you think?
I'm absolutely agree with you, my brother. We should get straight away Matheus Nunes. Young player, 24 years old. He's born in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. But he plays for the Portuguese national team because he moved from Paris, from Rio de Janeiro to Portugal when he was 12. So he gets the nationality. And we watched together some highlights of his career, some like good performance. He looks he's a good midfielder, a bit different from what we've got at the moment. Technically, he's very good. He's very good technically. I don't know physically how good is it, because this is the main problem with us. We've got 7-8 midfielders at very high level. But the problem is that every season is happened. Maybe just last season we had some look about the injuries, because Keita, he didn't get any injuries last season. Henderson as well. So Yeah, absolutely agree with you, my brother. Get the Nunes now. By the way, his name is Matheus Luis Nunes. So it's something like between
Diaz and
Luis
Nunes.
Diaz and Darwin Nunes. So yeah, all the same names. Like anyway, so yeah, he looks good. He's not 18 years old, so he's got some experience. The last season, I remember an interview from Pep Guardiola when they play against Lisbon, and he say he's one of the best player in the world, which is, if Guardiola says something like that about you, means that you're really good. I'm not sure if he's one of the best, but I mean, he's very good. He's very good prospect for the future. And this is the point. This is the point. Every season we got the same problem. And to be honest, I can see that Klopp has too much trust about the players. You say Ox, this is the fifth season, maybe the sixth. He came 17,
Yeah.
2007. So this is his sixth season for Liverpool. I like Ox. I love him because he's direct player, very fast, technically very good, physically very strong, but he gets injury every single season. Every single season. And you can count on him if you got the players with, they can get injuries in that way. Keita as well. Keita, the same problem. Last season, he was lucky. He played not bad, have to be honest. I don't like too much Keita, you know that. But last season, he played not very bad. He played good, no injury. He's different kind of midfielder. So, and Curtis Jones as well. Young player, a proper scouser. I know you love him. I like him as well. But you can't, just say, no, I've got Curtis Jones for the rest of the season. I want to compete with Man City. You can do it, but it's not that kind of player that can give you like that kind of consistency in terms of games. Because we play 50, 60 games. Last season we played 64 games, if I'm not wrong. So we need players. We need players, good players. So let's get this fella, Nunes. Let's get straight away. And you told me that the sporting director is in Lisbon, which is something great.
Yeah, so that's true. So we
I didn't
can
know that.
confirm that last night, Julian Ward, who is the replacement for Michael Edwards, the director of football, the man who gets these deals over the line, the man who scouts the best players and travels to get us the best deal. And that's what's happened in Liverpool. We've always got the best deal available. And I think, listen, we've obviously kept a very keen eye on the Portuguese league. We've taken, in the last 6 months alone, we've taken the two best players really from there in Luis Diaz and Darwin Nunes. But Matheus Nunes of Sporting, it looks like Julian Ward travelled to Lisbon last night to start negotiations. This is according to Michael Worthing, who's an official correspondent for The Athletic. And he also said that the player himself has been in communication with Klopp and is intrigued by the project of joining Liverpool. So the signs are good. I mean, listen, it's still 3 weeks to go until the transfer window is shut. Thank goodness there's not 2 days to go, because then I really think it would have been desperate. They would have charged a lot more money. But if you're Sporting Lisbon in this situation, Mario, how do you respond to to Julian Ward or Liverpool in general? Because you're going to want the most money. Don't forget as well, if they sell Nunes, they need to buy a replacement in the next 2 or 3 weeks as well. So it's going to be a difficult negotiation. But if you were Sporting Lisbon, how would you play it?
I think the most important question in this situation is the price.
Yeah.
How much they want for him, and how much we can give to get him. This is the main question. I don't know which kind of prices we're talking about 30, 35, 40 million. I don't know what they're talking about. But this is the main point, I think. Depends how much is it. I don't think player from the Portuguese league, you can pay more than 50 million. Apart of course, Darwin Nunes. He was something different. He's a different stuff. We said too many times. And he's different. Like, he's got that natural gift.
Yeah.
As I say yesterday. and he's a world class already. So apart of him, Luis Diaz, when he came with us last January, he was a good prospect, good player, but he wasn't that, that superstar that he became later on. So depends how much we offer to him, and if I am how you say the Sporting Lisbon director or something like that, maybe around 30-35 million. It's a good price. It's a good deal for them. I don't know. Should be a good deal. Maybe they want, when Liverpool just knocking on your door and they want to get you, you put the price always like you try to increase because you want to go with Liverpool. Of course, give me money. This player is like potentially world class, physically even better, hopefully. So depends of this. They definitely will find a good replacement for him because we know the Portuguese league. They got too many talents. They get it from Brazil, from South America, especially because the language is similar. The Portuguese, Brazilian, and they can get easily to the adaptation. So this is the points. To be honest, yeah, I wish to sign him straight away because unfortunately the situation with our midfield line is always the same. For me, Thiago Alcantara is probably one of the best players in the history.
Yeah.
In terms of vision, in terms of assist, he's a genius. He's got that brain that he's a genius. But his limit is his. Unfortunately, he got that problem. Every season he got injury. Every season. And he played. This statistic is a bit scary, to be honest. He played less than the half games he's been available, which is something really scary.
Yeah. He's missed over 50 games for Liverpool, and he's only been around for 120 or something like this.
Exactly.
I mean, it's a difficult one, Mario, because reading what Matt Addison has said, who's the Liverpool.com editor, he says the release clause in Nunes' contract is 51 million. Now, he's willing to agree the 51 million move, but then does that impact the budget and what is available next year for Jude? Because if we're just saying how much Jude is worth now, it's at least, I mean, you can always get a deal with Dortmund, to be fair, but it's at least 75, I would say, if we want to buy him. Do you think? More? Wow.
I think more.
Is there a way that we can get both of these players? Maybe not both now, but let's say we get Nunes now, and let's say next summer, we see the Ox leave, maybe Keita leaves. I think Milner might finally leave or go to a backroom staff kind of role. But that would free up hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of wages available if we got rid of those players. There's probably one or two more that would go as well. But I think, why can't we get Nunes now and Jude next year? I don't want to hear about we can't afford it. That's just, I don't want to hear that. Because we can afford it, especially if we get rid of these players as well next summer. So how does this affect us going in for Jude next summer?
This is the point, because same like Klopp after the Fulham games, he said, we're not buying players just like this. We buy players in long terms that, when we buy players, we're gonna something special, something that we need for 4, 5, 6 years in long terms. This is the point. Of course, Jude Bellingham is a dream. It's a dream to every single team, because he's 2003, 19 years old, and he's English, and this is the problem. The English players, they always costing more than the normal price. Of course, he plays in Germany, but doesn't matter. They're gonna ask, I think, if this season Bellingham achieve like I'm pretty sure that he's gonna do it, like more than 10, 15 goals, 15, 20 assists. He can do it because he's a proper world-class player. So he's gonna cost bro 120, 130 million. I think they're gonna ask for that. The real value, it's always different. But if we've got the money, bro, we've got the money. We don't like spend like too much for players that we really don't trust them. But I think next season we're gonna buy Bellingham. That's for sure. Next summer we're gonna buy him. This is the point now. Did we really need Nunes? In our point of view, we really did. We need him because we need players in the midfielder. We need different players. We need good players. This is the point, not just normal players to cover. Because Carvalho and Elliott as well, I don't understand. And you help me. Which kind of position they got? I mean, when you think about Harvey Elliott, you really think that he's a good 19 years old, same age of Bellingham. He's good prospect, good player, good flat foot. But which position he can really play? Which is his best position to give his best? Midfielder, same like he played against Fulham, or like attacking player on the wing. He played last season in the preseason. You definitely remember that against Bilbao and Osasuna.
Yeah,
he played on Salah's place.
Yeah.
Attacking wing, and he played very well, to be honest. That game, that was before the injury, of course. It was different talents. But if he's that kind of player that he can play midfielder, and Carvalho as well, because for me Carvalho and Elliott, they got the same position. They are, how we say in Italy and in Spain as well, trequartista. They play in the 3/4 of the pitch. Means attacking midfielder in English. Very easy.
Yeah.
So
number 10.
Number 10, exactly. If they can really cover that place, because if Elliott and Carvalho, they can give you that 15, 20, 25 games to cover a midfield position, in that situation, we are covered enough, I think. And we don't need Nunes. But if they get injury or they are maybe too young to play 25 games. I don't know nothing about Carvalho, to be honest. I know that he's a talent, but I don't know how good can be one day and how he can help the team in terms of position, in terms of goals, assists. So this is the point. My dream, that, of course, is Bellingham. Bellingham, he will make the difference. He is that kind of player that can give you consistency, goals, assists for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm not going to compare him with Steven Gerrard because it's too much. Give him time. But he looks really, really, really good. So we will see.
Difficult, really, because we know that Jude wants Liverpool, or from what we understand, and we want him. But it's looking like it is going to be next summer. And if you're Jude as well and you see Liverpool linked with Nunes, maybe you think, well, maybe they don't want me, and we don't want that to happen. But he was, Matheus Nunes was rumoured to go to Wolves, which isn't a surprise. I mean, Wolves trying to buy every Portuguese player in every league at the minute, to be honest. But he wants Champions League football. He's a Champions League player, if I'm honest with you. He's played against City in the Champions League. He's played really well. Like you said, Pep Guardiola had a lot of good words for him. And I think maybe there is a chance that it happens. And I only say that because 2 weeks ago, I would have said no chance. We don't buy anyone. But with the injury crisis, and we've been there before, if you remember so the season after we won the league, everyone said we need another midfielder. We just stuck with Gini Wijnaldum. He stayed for one more year. Obviously, we bought Thiago, who was in and out. But no one thought we'd buy Thiago. No one thought that we would actually buy him. And then, boom, Thiago. And you're going, oh, my God, amazing. Boom, next day, Diogo Jota.
Best player in the Champions League, he was.
Yeah, and Diogo Jota was the best player for Wolves that season. And we just, bang, buy him, 35 mil. So normally, I would say I don't think it's going to happen. But in the next 3 weeks, I think there could be something that happens, bro. I really do. And that's only the last 2 or 3 days that has changed my opinion on this. When Thiago goes off, I think everyone straight away, if you're a Liverpool fan, logically, you would say, right, well, we need more cover. Let's not buy cover. Let's buy starting players instead,
Exactly.
And I think, I think he could do that. I think he could start for Liverpool in the Premier League, Matheus Nunes. Now, yes, we've seen the videos of him. He likes to score right foot. He likes to score left foot. His close control, the way he gets out of small spaces, amazing. This is what we need. A ball-carrying midfielder who can play that final pass into Nunes. Nunes to Nunes. I think this is a thing that could happen a lot this season. But the only thing, and you've mentioned this as well, is the physicality. Can he deal with a Rodri? Can you deal with a Kante running all around you? Can you deal with a Xhaka? Can you deal with these kinds of players? I'm not saying they're the best players in the world. Definitely not Xhaka. But if you play against him, he's going to kick
But
you.
physically, they are good. This is the point.
Yeah. So this is the thing. Now, I think there's a similar argument to be made about maybe Luis Diaz. He's very slim, but with him, I think it's different because he has that, I don't know, that street mentality. You know, he's come playing football from the streets in Colombia, in Las Barranchas. So I think he's maybe an exception, but it's an easy thing for English fans to say, "Oh, he needs to get in the gym. He's small." But there are players who never went to the gym and are unbelievable, and you never had that worry about them. But can you see it happening, Mario? This is the question that I want to ask. Can you see us signing Matheus Nunes? I mean, listen, if Julian Ward is in Lisbon, then it has to be a very positive sign. And Klopp must have signed that trip off. So Julian Ward says, right, I'm going to go to Lisbon. Do you want me to talk to Matheus Nunes? And Klopp's gone, yeah, go. I know Nunes is technically Brazilian and he has the Portuguese passport, but he's a typical, what I would call Portuguese midfielder. Very similar to Bruno, actually. He pretty much replaced Bruno.
I wanted to tell you that, bro. I wanted to tell you that. You stole my words.
Sorry,
it's very similar to no. You say, bro, we think the same, you know. It's very similar to Bruno Fernandes, exactly.
Because he was number 8 for Sporting, captain, scored goals, and then basically Nunes came to replace him. And now it looks like he might go as well. But he is typically what you would call a Portuguese midfielder.
Portuguese midfielder with technically very good. Yeah, he reminds me, he's very similar to Bruno Fernandes. For that reason, Nunes was the proper replace for when Fernandes left for Man United. I don't know this news that our sporting director is in Lisbon. This is something very positive, of course. If it's really true that something is happened, something really important is happened, and we love that kind of, you know, same like you say that. I remember when we signed Fabinho 2018, no one expected that we're gonna sign him. I even didn't know who is Fabinho because I don't watch like French league and stuff like that. And I remember the first game was Fabinho. He was like, "Oh my God, who is this player?" He's very like he doesn't know what he's doing on the pitch. After like 10 games, 15 games, best defensive midfielder in the world. So we love that kind of signs of
surprise.
Players, same like Jota, same like Thiago Alcantara. No one expect that we can sign him. He was the best player in the Champions League with Bayern Munich. That season, he won the Champions League, by the way, that season. And he was the best. He was the best player in the final as well, I think. So, I don't know. It's good point. The fella looks good. Nunes looks good. The point is just one. Same like you said. What's going on with the big, like, a proper crash in the Premier League with the other midfielders like Xhaka, like Kante, physically very good? Is he really good? Is him really good to be ready to be part of our midfield? Because to play for Liverpool, you have to be special. You have to be something different. For that reason, we're gonna sign him because he looks good. I'm not pretty sure that he's gonna be like the new Bruno Fernandes, or he's gonna be the same like him in terms of quality, in terms of goal and assist. But I believe in him. And any players Klopp wants, his 6th season with us, the only one player or maybe two that it was a proper shite, it was Karius. Just Karius. Every single player club both from different leagues and different teams. A proper boss players. Everyone, Sadio Mane, Fabinho, everyone. So he knows what Liverpool is because he knows his team. And this is the difference. Same like yesterday we said about why Man United got that kind of players. I think Man United squad as a players, as a superstar players, is very similar to Liverpool. But the difference, where is it? It's Jurgen Klopp, because he knows how to manage with these players. He knows how to make a good potential like Luis Diaz. If someone told me 2 years ago, do you want Luis Diaz from new replacement of Sadio Mane, for example? I don't know him, mates. I don't know who is it. Give me Sancho. I know Sancho. I'm gonna pay 100 million for Sancho. But now, of course, he knows him. We sign him, and for me, Diaz is the best. So this is the point. If Klopp really wants you, that means you are a special talent. You got something different, and you can improve our team, because this is the point. We need to improve. Every player who comes needs to improve. This is the point.
Let's get into some comments from you guys. They're really interesting ones, actually. And don't forget, if you want your comment to be read out without question, I'm going to try and read through as many of them as I can, which you guys know I love doing. But if there is any way that you definitely want your comment to be read out, remember, do drop us a super chat. And let me know as well if you want to be a mod. A lot of people in the comments right now are moderators for the chat. And again, I'm more than happy to make other people mods as well. So do remember, if you do send us a super chat, it goes straight back into the channel and it helps support things like this that we're doing now. Library Hunter said, "Come on, Mario lad, Daje Siji." What does this mean?
What?
I don't know what that means. Big up to Claudia T. I'm going to make you a moderator as well, Claudia, because I know that you always watch the Kop TV. She says, "Morning, Alex. Morning, Mario." Carmino Pilla says, "Get Barella. I think he's just signed a new contract with Inter."
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If we really want Barella, we can get him. And trust me, my brother, I was talking with my brother. He follows Italian football. And he told me that Barella is the best Italian midfielder in the Serie A. I saw him in the Euro last summer, and he really impressed me. Me. He's not very
Who's he like? Give us a player he's like. Because I was with my Inter Milan neighbor last night, Matteo, right? And we were playing FIFA, Liverpool versus Inter. And I said, "Oh, look, Barella, we might try and buy him." And he said, like this. He's like, no, keep away. So
like
they obviously don't want to sell him.
He's like Genie, but technically better.
Okay.
And he's good in the attacking way. I mean, when we attack his, how he's moved from midfielder to, he knows how to go and he knows to score. He scored like not too many goals, but he scored goals, even important goals. I remember against Belgium, he scored very, very nice goal. And Barella, he can really make the difference. But if we sign Barella, adios Bellingham. This is the point. We can't bought them, mates. He's expensive, Barella. He's expensive. But I love to sign them.
Barella is an option. They were talking. I read an article yesterday. There were 7 different options that Liverpool could go. There was Bellingham, Barella, Nunes. There was Verratti, who I don't think would ever come to Liverpool, and there was a few others. But the most realistic ones, I would say, right now is Nunes. Zayn says Keita isn't injured, Alex. He should be available for Palace, but I get your point. We do need a midfielder. Ali A, who's a mod, says, "Get Nunes now. He is not injury prone. I checked his injury history. The only time he was ever out injured was for COVID for Nunes.
That's good.
So doesn't get injured. Why are we waiting? Get him now. We can't waste time or else other clubs will be in for him," says Ilyash. Tammy's Redman, big up to Tammy in the chat. She says Chamberlain has to go now for me. Too many injuries and just becoming a useless player. And Ali says, AGTI, don't get us waiting for Jude. Just pay what they want now. Everyone has a price. The thing is as well that we have to remember, big up to Esther as well, who's saying hit the like button, subscribe and enjoy the show. With Liverpool not buying Jude this summer, one of the things that could affect us, great point from Sleeping Dragon, who says, with Bernardo Silva probably leaving City next summer, surely we're going to be in direct competition with City for Bellingham. Now, if that happens, maybe it's not as easy as we think it is to buy Jude. And I think whatever we do in the next 3 weeks maybe impacts that. But it's a good point. I mean, City, they wouldn't not want to be in the race to sign Bellingham. They're going to have to be in the race, aren't they? And if it comes down to money, then we know who wins that argument. But we have to be really careful, man, with how we approach this midfielder situation. Really careful.
I agree. Definitely.
You can mod me, Alex, if you need, says Sleeping Dragon. Well, do you know what? Because of that great comment, you're modded. You are modded, mate. Here we go. Question for you, Mario, from Aiden. Why does it seem so hard for us to buy players in positions we obviously need?
I don't get the point. Why?
Why is it so hard for us to buy players in positions we obviously need? So remember 2021, we needed centre-backs. We didn't buy one. We bought Konate only last summer, but we had to play Nat and Reece. Obviously, we bought Ben Davis. But why does it seem hard for us? Or, I mean, I can answer that as well. I think it doesn't help when the club and the industry knows that we need a midfielder, right? Let's say we didn't need another midfielder. I think we could go in and negotiate with no problem. But because everyone in the world saw Thiago get injured, the Sporting Lisbon director saw Thiago get injured. Now he's going to be like, oh, you want a midfielder? Yeah, you can come over here, but it's going to cost.
Exactly. This is the point. When Liverpool knock on your door and we want the player to sign, this is, all of them, they try to make money. But this is the business. Now the football is business. For that reason, what I'm saying, we don't like to spend too much money for like players that we really don't know how good they are. This is the point. If Klopp knows, and he knows that 100% that Matheus Nunes is a good prospect and he can make the difference one day, we're going to sign him. There is no doubt. If they ask 50 million, you remember with the real Nunes, with the Darwin Nunes, how much he saw him live against Benfica. How much it cost? 85 million. I don't give a shit. Give 85 million. We're going to sign him because he's a special. Same point with Nunes, I hope. If this is Klopp, he decide everything. If he really wants him, we're going to buy him 100%. This is the point. Doesn't matter how much is it. If he really wants him, we're going to sign him.
According to AS as well in Spain, Liverpool and Arsenal were battling out for the signing of Villarreal's highly coveted winger, Yeremy Pino. Apparently, he was after, apparently both English clubs, so Arsenal and Liverpool, submitted an offer around 40 million for the Yellow Submarine player, but they want to sell him for around 60 million euros. And Arsenal might get him, to be fair.
Do you know who is Pino, bro?
No, if I'm honest with you, I don't know, but that means that I do know Nunes and I do know Bellingham, and I think not just because I know them, but we don't need another winger. We don't need it, right?
No.
We don't need it.
No.
The priority right now is so blatantly obvious to every Liverpool fan around the world that it's a midfielder, a central midfielder that we need. I don't actually think we need any other players, if I'm honest. Goalkeepers, we're good. Right back, Calvin Ramsey injured. Centre back, we got loads. Left back, we got the two best, I think, 1 and 2. The midfielder, we have so many injuries, so it's obvious that Liverpool we need another midfielder. They were also linked to Brozovic as well, but I can't see that happening.
Brozovic is very good midfielder.
Yeah, he is. I've seen a lot of him again, Inter Milan as well. But it looks like Thiago will be out for around 4 to 6 weeks. And as I mentioned, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain out, Curtis Jones out. So we could even see on Monday night a midfield of Fabinho, maybe Naby Keita and Harvey Elliott, I think.
It's too risky, bro.
It is risky. But in Klopp We Trust, says Luciano Azevedo. Great comment from Luciano. In Klopp We Trust. And of course we do. Klopp. We trust him to the death. 6 times UCL winners says, I don't think we'll get Jude Bellingham next year, Mario. Madrid, City, and Bayern will all be involved. And unless Jude wants to say to Dortmund, I'm not going anywhere, but Liverpool, we're not getting him.
Henderson and Bellingham, they got good relationship.
Yeah.
They are kind of friends in the national team.
Yeah.
So this is the one of the points that we can say to our captain, look, mates, when you go in the national team, try to convince Jude to come in Liverpool, because Liverpool is, I think, is the only, not the only one team, but one of the teams that really can improve one player with massive, massive, massive potential. So if he goes to City, yeah, they're gonna give you like double of the money that we give and stuff like that. But I think the young player of that level, he doesn't need to think about the money. We're gonna give you money as well, good money. Of course, we're not gonna play for free for Liverpool, but you have to think about how can I improve my status? Can I improve myself as a footballer? This is the point. And every player who came in Liverpool with Klopp, he improved better. He became better and better. This is the point. I think if I'm Jude Bellingham, apart that, of course, we support Liverpool and stuff like that, you have to think that which team's going to be better for me to play, to improve, to be the best midfielder in the world, or probably the best player one day. So if he goes to Bayern Munich, in Bayern Munich, the situation is same like City. They got too many players and they don't give like importance of them. You know, when you go to Man United, Man City, to Bayern Munich, you are just Barcelona, same, Real Madrid. You're just one of them. You're not something special. The same words when Coutinho left 2018, Klopp say, if you stay in Liverpool, you're going to be a legend one day. If you go to Barcelona, to Madrid, you're going to be one of them. You're not going to be something special. And what's really happened? Same situation with Gini. So if you are at Bellingham and you want to be the best player in the world one day, you have to think properly what you're going to do and about your move. So I think with Klopp, it's the best place to work, is the best manager who can improve you as a player, mentally, physically, and everything.
Sure.
So this is the point.
I was just reading another article from the Paisley Gates, and it says that the player is preparing for a move to Liverpool. As you can see here, he's actually learning English, according to Epoca. And Liverpool, all they need to do is pay 42.2 million euros in cash and then 5 million euros in add-ons, and that would make it the offer that they want. And the Seleção midfielder rejected a contract worth 40,000 euros a week from Wolves and has been looking for an offer that can give him Champions League football, and Liverpool, of course, fulfill that requirement. He's effectively played in the central and attacking midfield roles for Sporting as well, as we know. Is there an argument to say if Bernardo Silva leaves Manchester City this summer, could City not get Matheus Nunes if Guardiola has spoken about him so much? Is there even a guarantee that Liverpool are the only club in for Nunes?
You really think that Bernardo Silva is leaving this summer?
I think there's there's been a lot of talk about it for sure.
This is good. I didn't know about this. I didn't know, but I don't think Bernardo Silva is one of the most important players for City, and Guardiola, he loves him. I don't think he's gonna leave this summer. Maybe next summer, depends on the contract. I don't know which kind of contract he's got, but I don't think he's gonna leave, bro. They already sold Gabriel Jesus, Zinchenko, and they didn't replace them. They got just the Holland, and that's it. I think
Alvarez
as well, Julian Alvarez. Yeah, he is a good player. But they haven't got the left back. Who
Zinchenko. No, they don't have a left back. Obviously,
he left for Arsenal, Zinchenko.
Yeah. So they need a left back. I mean, it's a difficult situation because we have to play this so carefully. If we show our cards or our hand too much, then it could impact next summer. But there's no doubt that we need a midfielder right now. And when Klopp goes into training today, he might look around and say, yeah, that's why Julian Ward is in Lisbon, apparently, if we believe the reports. But it looks like there might be some movement on this deal. Now, again, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I said Liverpool are done. There's no way that we're going to buy more players. But this Nunes rumours do seem to keep coming. Apparently, again, according to Empire of the Kop, he has been handed the number 10 shirt for Liverpool, which is Sadio Mane's shirt, obviously. But don't get your hopes up yet, obviously. 51 million it would take. And a lot of the top journalists are talking about it. But again, nothing is done until it is done. A couple more comments to get through as well before we finish. Sleeping Dragon says, we obviously need a midfield now. How about moving Trent to midfield and then put Ramsey or someone else at right back?
I always think that the proper position of Trent is midfielder.
It is. Gerrard had him in the academy and said he's a midfielder.
Exactly. Of course, he's the best right back in the world in terms of everything. We know what he knows to do. The thing is, we are not ready to put him in the midfielder because we haven't got a good substitute. I mean, Ramsey is a good is a good player, but he's still young. We can't give him like I think for sometimes, especially in the league game, in the League Cup games, in FA Cup, we can try Trent in the midfield position. He's got vision. He's got a shoot from outside. He knows how to do the assist. He knows even how to score. Give him a chance. Why not? He can make really the difference in that position. He makes the difference on the right back. So as a midfielder, he can be something special, I think. But I'm not really convinced that Klopp loves him in the midfielder position. I don't know. This is very good point. This is very good point. I always say that I love one day to see him in midfielder. I always say that. And by the way, you say 42 million for Nunes plus 5 bonus of euro, which is 38 million.
Pounds.
Pounds or euro?
Yeah, pounds.
Okay. It's not bad. We can afford it, I think.
And the question is, can we afford this now? And Jude Bellingham next summer. Can we afford it? Just yes or no?
I hope. I want.
Inshallah.
But I don't know. This is a very good point, lad. We can talk more about this, but I don't know. I really hope both of them. Nunes now and Jude next season and Barella as well.
Ooh, too much.
It's too much.
MK says new midfielder needs to improve the starting 11. There's enough competition between Harvey, Elliott, Curtis, and Ox. If buying a new and expensive midfielder now means that we can't afford Jude next summer, would you be okay with that? I mean, that's what we've been talking about the whole episode. Would we again, this is why the difficult situation has arrived. It's really difficult because we have to remember it's like a game of chess, how we move in the next 3 weeks, because this game of chess doesn't just finish in 3 weeks. This finishes in a year and 3 weeks. And we need to understand if we do something now that is maybe a bit reactive to the injuries that we've had, how does that affect our... Because everyone knows that we want Jude. Everyone, even Jude knows we want Jude. His brother probably knows as well that we want Jude. He wants to come to Liverpool. Yeah, it's difficult how we play this one. It really is. Tammy saying Mario wants to sign everyone. Anyone else you want to sign whilst we're here?
No. I want Barella. I like Barella.
Okay. If Luis Diaz gets injured, who will play on the left? That's a good point from Gwinzy.
Harvey Elliott or Carvalho? I think Carvalho.
Carvalho. I'd say Carvalho, I would say. Alier says, AGT, we do have the money for both. We think we do, but we don't know for sure. We do.
We do. We got the money. But we don't spend money. This is the point.
Yeah.
And very interesting point you say about Bernardo Silva. If he's really leaving this summer and they're going to offer like 60 million for Nunes and they're going to get him. This is a good point. I don't know. I didn't know about the Bernardo. So
the thing that makes me think that we do have money is we did bid 50 million for Tchouaméni before the Champions League final. We did do that. So that goes to show me that they were looking at midfield options. And I'm pretty sure there probably was a plan to get rid of the Ox this summer, but he got injured. I believe that. I believe that we bid the money for Tchouaméni, which means that one of them would have had to have gone. Obviously, Milner signed a new 1-year deal. Oxlade-Chamberlain got injured, so we couldn't sell him. I think the plan was to buy a new midfielder this summer, but because of injuries, because of the market and how crazy it is, Klopp thought, right, well, let's see how we get on for the first game of the season. Look what happens. Thiago injured, bang. So no, I think we are going to buy a midfielder in the next 3 weeks. But again, that's changed, man. I never thought that a week ago, but I do think that now. Bircho B says, do you think the league is over if we don't sign a midfielder? I wouldn't say that. I'd say calm down. It's one game. Let's
on,
relax.
lads. Just one game. Yeah, we dropped 2 points, but
our chances of winning the league increase if we have another midfielder, a good midfielder, which I answers your question, you know. And obviously we've got to remember that the Anfield expansion on Anfield Road, does that eat into the transfer budget? Good point from Mocha in the comments. And Florian Lucas says, I think we need 2 midfielders for the future, replacing Thiago and Henderson, Bellingham, and maybe one more. That's what we're talking about here. Tammy saying we have time, so let's not overreact in the market. So listen, who do you believe here? Do you believe what Klopp is saying, where he says it needs to make sense for a transfer? I think the time is now to make sense for a transfer. The time is now. Or do you believe the papers who say that Julian Ward is in Lisbon? Well, I guess we'll find out. And I'm sure that as soon as we do find out, me and Mario will go live again and give you the news again. Whatever happens, we are right on the pulse here on the Kop TV. Don't forget as well, we recorded a great Hot Topics episode yesterday, which will be out maybe Thursday or Friday. And then, of course, we have another preview for the Crystal Palace game Friday. And, of course, the big one at Anfield on Monday night. Mario will be there. I'll be there as well. Fan cams for the first time in the Premier League again this season. I'm very excited, Mario. It's my favourite thing to do, man. It really is.
The fan cam or the match reaction? Which one?
The fan cam. It's the raw energy, you know, it's raw emotion, happiness, sadness, frustration. You can't really create the emotions that we have on a fan cam in a Hot Topics podcast or in a preview. Or it's impossible. This is the real Kop TV. You can smell it. When you're watching it, you can smell the beer, the burgers, the cigarettes outside the pub.
The smell of bevies, stuff like that.
The smell of bevies, yeah. But yeah, man, listen, I love that. That was really good, Mario. So listen, please do come back on again. As soon as we have news on Nunes, we will give you that news on Nunes. Trust me. Mario, thank you so much for coming on, my brother.
Thanks to you, my brother.
Go and follow Mario. He's Mario_Redman on Instagram, Facebook. We need to maybe get your own YouTube channel as well, you know, man. I think people would love to see it. Inshallah. But obviously we need time for this. Time and money. But yeah, listen, thank you guys so much for getting involved in the Kop TV On The Radar show. Like I just mentioned, loads of good stuff coming up. But before I even send you off on your merry way, naughty people, if you're not subscribed to the Kop TV, make sure you do subscribe now. Press the bell as well, so you're always notified when we upload. We're this close away from 25,000. We want to get there as soon as possible. So Mario, tell them to subscribe. Come on.
Guys, subscribe to Kop TV because it's probably the best Liverpool channel on YouTube.
Ooh,
to watch. Yeah, of course. To watch Liverpool's reaction, a live match reaction, which is my favorite part. Same like Villarreal last season.
Yeah,
and,
the vlogs are
Alex,
great as well.
Of course, is the best hot in YouTube.
Thank you very much, bro. Listen, we'll see you soon. Take care.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stands, for a lot more Liverpool content.
Remember to check out our Shopify store for this beauty and much more. It's the new Luchito's Way Diaz t-shirt based on Luis Diaz and Carlito's Way. It's out now, designed by Ruby.
And there's going to be so many more.
There is. Make sure you're involved. Go and buy this now and use the Kop TV 15 for a little discount if you want.